The city of Bryant is hoping for a bright future. We recap the State of the City address coming up. And the cost of eggs is breaking people's pockets. We share what's driving the spike in 12 minutes. Plus, Arkansas is gearing up to tip off against Kentucky. The suspense leading up to the matchup later at 12:22. This is THV 11 at noon.
All right, good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Nathan Scott. We got a THV 11 weather impact alert that has been issued for your Thursday as conditions have already started to change. Clouds are on the increase. Here's a radar loop. Got a little bit of rain already happening around Mena, and we've got a solid area of rain that will continue to push its way in from northeast Texas, so the chance of rain goes up. Here's future radar. Time things out for you. A good chance of rain developing just to the south and west of Little Rock as we go into the afternoon hours. I think it will start to turn wet here for the evening commute. In the metro and then northeast Arkansas, you'll be dry. But tonight, that rain picks up in coverage and intensity. Somebody will see several inches of rain from this event. We do have a flood watch in effect for all the counties in the green. That does include Pulaski County, stretching all the way through north central Arkansas, the Ouachitas as well. We also have the potential we could see some strong, possibly severe thunderstorms for parts of the state. Here's visible satellite as you can say goodbye to the sunshine with a deck of clouds moving in. Temperatures right now not too bad into the low 60s, upper 40s though, with lots more clouds happening in DeQueen. How much rain could your neighborhood see, and who will have the potential of seeing some spicy storms? I'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, happening now, several groups are offering their services to Jefferson County employees in an effort to help people navigate through a period without pay. Free meals are being served at the Whitehall Community Center. That's happening as we speak, lasting until 3. All Jefferson County employees are welcomed. Well, we've learned the identity of the woman killed in a Monday evening shooting at Park Plaza Mall. Little Rock police identifying her as Cynthia Gregory. She instructed classes at a local fitness center, and police are still working to find the person responsible for her death. However, recent acts of violence have raised concerns for people in the surrounding area.
Just to hear that somebody got shot the other day, it just breaks my heart. It just seemed like recently, it seemed like the crime has picked up over here, and then I look over at the mall and it's kind of dark. And I just said, oh, sometimes I do feel like they need better lighting. You do not come to the mall by yourself. Have somebody else with you, especially if it's at night.
LRPD has implemented real-time monitoring. As for the shooting investigation, we'll provide any new details as we learn them. Our next crime alert features a former Bryant officer charged with misusing the Arkansas Crime Information Center. Christopher Bennett admitted to accessing the online database on duty. Bennett did not have proper clearance. He turned himself in to the Saline County Detention Center, but was soon released. He is, however, charged with a misdemeanor and is due in court in March. A search continues for a man accused of robbing elderly women. Police say Melvin Penn is known for offering help with groceries and taking a woman's wallet when she's not looking. He's been spotted at Walmart stores in Sherwood. Penn drives a red Mercedes-Benz. If you see him, immediately call police. The city of Bryant has big plans for the future. Lots of promises were made and laid out last night at the State of the City address. Mayor Chris Street addressed plans for a new entertainment venue. THV 11's Carter Thweets has the recap.
Tuesday was Mayor Chris Street's State of the City address. I was there for the speech and spoke with him beforehand, and he tells me he feels the entertainment venue is much like the city, saying they know the growth is coming. It's just a matter of figuring out how.
This venue has a potential to become Bryant's biggest economic driver.
That's how Bryant Mayor Chris Treat describes the entertainment venue that's been in the works for months. Originally, it was to be an outdoor venue compared to the Walmart Amp.
The venue changed to being an indoor venue in the middle of town to become a kind of an anchor for our commercial district.
Then recently, the Walton Arts Center, which was set to operate the venue, pulled out. Treat says the timing just wasn't right for them, but said in his State of the City address Tuesday that he's still optimistic.
since we learned that the Walton Arts Center would not be operating the venue, several world-class for-profit operators have come forward anxious to be part of what we're doing.
Treat says on February 6th there will be a city council workshop to discuss the plan and these operators in more detail. He says later that month, the city council will decide whether or not to put the issue on the ballot, something he encourages them to do.
The decision we have to make is, should we let the voters choose yes or no on this venue? I think it's a good decision to let them choose.
The venue is just a small part of Treat's plan for the city. Through listening tours with community members and city staff, Treat has formed a strategic plan for the city comprised of 4 key pillars for 2025 and beyond.
Vision, leadership, economic development, and problem solving.
Treat says one key piece of his strategic plan is making sure the city is ready to grow. He says he wants to make sure growth happens for Bryant and not just to Bryant. A full recap of his address and strategic plan is now on our website, thv11.com.
A proposal is making its rounds through the state capitol, proposing an end to affirmative action. Senate Bill 3 heads to the Senate floor. It prohibits discrimination by the basis of race, sex, color, ethnicity, or national origin. Republican State Senator Dan Sullivan tried a similar bill before, but it failed to get through.
They're going to ask you to continue to give preferential treatment to certain populations. They're asking you for Arkansas to be a sanctuary state for affirmative action.
We'll monitor the lifespan of the bill and update you when we learn more. Governor Sarah Sanders is working to revive a controversial plan blocked by a federal judge. It requires Medicaid recipients to meet certain work requirements. Sanders' proposal would affect over 100,000 able-bodied adults, part of the Our Home Medicaid program. They would have to show proof of employment, job search efforts, or volunteer work. Arkansas tried to pass something similar in 2018. It was not approved. However, the governor is pushing again in this latest attempt.
If you want to receive free health care paid for by your fellow taxpayer, able-bodied working age adults have to work, go to school, volunteer, or be home to take care of their kids.
The amendment would need federal approval to change Medicaid, and there's a high chance the request will be fast-tracked through the Trump administration. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is on Capitol Hill. President Trump selected him to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Right now, his confirmation hearing is underway. Natalie Brand has the details.
Before a packed hearing room, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. took his seat before lawmakers hoping to serve as President Trump's Secretary of Health and Human Services.
News reports have claimed that I'm anti-vaccine or anti-industry. I am neither. I am pro-safety.
As one of Trump's most controversial cabinet picks, Democrats raised concern about his past comments on vaccine skepticism.
Mr. Kennedy has embraced conspiracy theories, quacks, charlatans, especially when it comes to the safety and efficacy of vaccines.
But Republicans praised him, saying Kennedy represents an opportunity to improve the nation's health system.
Your commitment to combating chronic conditions that drive health care costs will be critical to our success.
The hearing comes a day after Kennedy's cousin, Caroline Kennedy, released a scathing letter to lawmakers urging them to reject his nomination.
Bobby himself is a predator. Bobby preys on the desperation of parents of sick children, vaccinating his own kids while building a following, hypocritically discouraging other parents from vaccinating theirs.
Ahead of the hearing, dozens of people lined up to try to get a seat inside. That includes doctors and nurses from out of state, both firm supporters and staunch opponents.
His vaccine skepticism will cause people to not get their children immunized, which will further increase disease in children.
I'm very, very, very excited about ending the chronic disease epidemic for children and adults in our country.
Kennedy's confirmation process continues tomorrow before the Senate Health Committee. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
First responders oftentimes put their lives on the line to keep others safe. how a former EMT is spreading the word about mental health on the job, ahead at 12:19.
Thursday is going to be a super soaker here in central Arkansas. A lot of us will see several inches of rain that could lead to some flash flooding issues. I'm also watching out for the potential of maybe some strong to severe thunderstorms. Lots to talk about. I'll break down everything you need to know coming up.